You're actually just living for this life. Because this is how this life is. As I said, and this is something the Lord showed me some years ago. He said, people just tolerate one another. And he said, well, I mean, after 2 hours the service is over, I go to my home, I go to my yard, and you go to yours. I won't see you again until maybe next week, and that's it. And when I come, I have my own clique and my own corners who I with, and these are my, you understand, this is my hangout thing, and they're not in our category, you know what I'm saying? And if they even go to eat, they can't just sit at any table because certain people at certain table or whatever and so forth, All those kind of things, for what? I go to a place and they have a line for people to get food, and I join the line, and somebody said, well, like, you're a minister, you shouldn't be one who's going to join the line. But why not? Why should I not join the line like everybody else? Right? And somebody think maybe I should go and get the best of the food before it finished, and I said no, If hardly anything is left when I go there and the best been served, it's okay. It's okay. It's alright. Thank God in any case at least I have food at my house. But, it's okay. Right? And this is how Jesus lived. And he said that you want to be in the uppermost place and you want to get the best of everything because you're a minister. No. And sometimes even when you go to these functions, that's how it is. And, you are the best of this, whatever. And sometimes saying, well, why? I mean, why do I have to be, I don't feel comfortable with those things. Why can't I just eat out of a paper plate or like everybody else? You know what I'm saying? Why? You know what I'm saying? As a servant mentality. You see? So, I know a lot of ministers would think I'm crazy with saying all of this because that's what they used to, but that's me. And I don't. Alright? I don't. That's just who I am. I don't think it is necessary. So, because we are servants, you know what I'm saying? As Jesus, he said, I kneel down here and I wash your feet. And he said, as I wash your feet, I want you to learn something from it and so that you will wash your other disciples' feet. He said, if I then, your Lord and Master, you see me bend down here, washing these feet, right, your feet. Because you see, when my daddy was reading this thing years ago, he said, Peter told him, he said, Lord, you shall never wash your feet. Wash my feet. And he said it would seem as if Peter was really humble, was humility why he was saying it. But he was saying that because of pride why he was saying it. Because he's saying that if I were like you, I would never do that. And Jesus is saying, yes, you will do that. Exactly that. Okay? And that's what I want you to learn from what I'm doing. Okay? So much in this thing about talking about love your neighbor as yourself. And I'm saying today, as children of God, I'm one of those persons who the Lord is speaking to, and He's saying to me, teach them about the prophecy. Let them know that the prophecy is being fulfilled. Let them know what is about to happen. But also prepare them, okay, because lest the judgment come upon them. As Peter said, the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God. And if it first begin at us, then what shall be the end of those who have been at the gospel of Christ? So judgment begin at my house. We are the ones who God is saying, I have set them straight. And the Lord told me many years ago, He said, I want you to be preaching this gospel. He said, the world is lost already and there's nothing you can do with them. But if at this rate what's going on, then the people in the church will be lost too. So prepare them. And even now, more than ever, the Holy Ghost saying that to me is more urgent than ever. And not just prepare them, but prepare yourself. That's why I told you when I sing that song, Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary. It means more to me than any other time. Prepare me to be a sanctuary. Prepare me, Lord, prepare me. So today, the Lord gave me this witness, from last month, I think, about thou shalt love thy neighbor thyself. And right now, this message comes to you. It's come to me. And it's for us to examine ourselves. Where is our relationship with each other? I know some people, when the time comes for they have the Lord's Supper or the Passover and all these things, or some event, they're figuring, well, you know, I want to be on good terms with this person, right? And after you go and, you know, I don't even talk to this person, I don't like them about them, I can't stand their guts at the same goal. But then you have to make it look like so and so, because sometimes everybody been watching you and see, you know, that person, you know, and they're watching you. And so you do it because you want to make the crowd think that, well, you know, okay, man, and laugh and shake and whatever. But God is in heaven. Don't play games with Him, because He knows your heart. You see, after that kind of charade that goes on there, maybe once a year, then afterwards you go back to square one. Right? You see? You go back to square one. All those kind of things I'm talking about. I remember when I just had a car many years ago. It was maybe like three of us in the church who had cars, and we used to have to take home brethren before we go home. And the same thing when we come into church, we have to leave home, and I know I used to do it personally. I'll pick up people, and then sometimes you, depending on how much people you're doing or whatever, and you can carry them with your family, go to church, or maybe you have to take them to church and then go back and pick up your family, pick up you know what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to say is that, but even in all of those things, why are we doing it? Right? Are we doing it because we want to make a testimony to our Lord Jesus? Are we doing it from the heart? Because Paul said, if we do all these things and have not charity, come like a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal, there's nothing to it. Right? Okay, so today, I want us to understand that the Holy Ghost is saying, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Right? Jesus said, these two commandments hang all the laws and the prophets. So the young man was careful about saying he's going to love God. He said, I've kept all these commandments from my youth.